everyone, welcome. I'm going to teach you how to put together your breadboard and Raspberry Pi today. So the first thing you're going to start with is your breadboard. This is what is going to connect all the different pieces together. The first thing you're going to take is your Pi Gobbler, which is right here. It looks like this. This is what connects all your different technology to your Raspberry Pi machine. So you're going to make sure that ADA fruit part is on the top, so it'll be upside down, and you're going to plug it in on top with 2 spaces on each side. So it's a little hard to get in. You're just going to push it in like that. Okay. And then the first thing you want to do is you want to give it power. So you're going to take your red cord in it, and you're going to hook it up right here where it says 3v3 on line 13. And you're going to connect it to this red line right here. You're going to try to connect it to the red line right there. Okay. And so what that's going to do is, since power will be going into here, it's going to give power to this entire column of this entire strip underneath the positive. Then what you want to do is take the black wire, which is going to be your ground, and connect it to where it says ground on this side, which is right here, line 9. And you can connect that to negative. And what that does is it creates a closed circuit so that power can actually travel. Because if you have an open circuit, power can't travel. Because air is a wonderful negator. So the next thing we're going to hook up is our DHT22 temperature/humidity detector. So this one's got 4 prongs on the bottom. The first one is for power, the second one is for your information line, your data line, and your third one is going to be for ground. And we're not going to use the fourth one. So the first what you're going to do is you're going to plug it in on this side next to your Pi Gobbler, just like this. And then we're going to take our red so we can give it some power. So you want to plug it into line 21, just like this, and so that sends power into it, like that. You gotta make sure it goes all the way in, because these are very sensitive. If it's not touching, it won't work. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is take your resistor, and you're gonna hook that up to the one right above it, and then plug it into the second line, which is the same line the data line will be going into. Without the resistor, the device won't get the correct voltage that it needs to work the right way. So that's why you gotta have a resistor in there. Next we'll take the green one, which is your data line. This is what's gonna send info from the device to your Raspberry Pi. So we're gonna plug it in right here. And then we're gonna plug this into port 17, because that is what we will have our Raspberry Pi configured to do. Just plug it in like that. Next, finally, you're going to take your ground, which goes into the third one, which is line 19, and you're just going to plug it right into ground. Nice and simple like that. Okay, the next thing we're going to hook up is our DS18B20 water temperature device. So first what you're going to do is plug in power and ground, very easy. They go right next to each other, like this. So I'm going to plug them in on top right here, in between line 25 and 26. Just like that. Okay. And then you're going to plug your data line into, we just need a line to use, so we're going to use line 24. And we'll plug it in one more over in a second. So first what we need is a resistor to go into our data line from the power strip. And again, that has to do with how the device functions. You want the gold side closest to the data line. So I'm going to plug that also into line 24. And just plug it into the power. Again, the entire column under the positive sign is connected, so it doesn't really matter which one you plug it into, but it helps if you keep them organized. And finally, you're going to take another yellow strip to get the data from your device to the Raspberry Pi. And this we're going to plug into port 4, right there, which should be line 10. Okay, so the final thing that we need to hook up to the breadboard is our Atlas side pH sensor. This one's a little more complicated, but it's not too hard. First you're going to take the microchip, and you're going to plug it in with the white thing on the top right here like that. So the ends will be it'll be between A, B, and I, and J. And then you also want to take this part, which is part of the device as well, and you're going to plug it into the very edge like that. Okay, so like all the other devices, first we want power and ground. So power is going to go from right here, VCC, which is a little hard to get into, but you can plug it in. And you're going to go on around and plug it into the power right here. And then your ground, it says GD, that's going to be ground, it's line 28. You're going to push it in right there and connect it to the ground. Okay, and then finally we need to get our data line. So this one has two data lines, there's RX and TX. You want RX to go to TX and TX to go to RX. So RX is right here on the bottom. That's easy. Plug that in. And so since that's RX, it's going to go over here to TXD, which should be line 10. Okay, and then you're going to take the green one, which is going to connect your TX to your RX, which is line 9. Just make sure it goes in like that. Okay, and with that, you should have all your devices hooked up to your breadboard. The final thing you're going to want to do is, well, before that, you can also plug your PH device into it, obviously. Just twist it in like that, and now your PH device is hooked up. The final thing we want to do is connect our breadboard to our Raspberry Pi. So you're going to take it, and you're going to have the white strip on, so you're going to do it with the white strip on the bottom on your breadboard, and then you're going to plug it in and have the white strip also on the bottom on your Raspberry Pi. And that should just go in on top like this. And there you go. Now you have your whole device hooked up.
And this looks like a mess, but it's okay. I suppose we can go this way. Anyway, they should have followed. Hey, so that's good. We mute it.